Stirring the coffee with chopsticks using the vortex method, the only true way to optimize the taste of your coffee at the molecular level. Good morning. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. I am the Sultan. We'll get started, but first, Ethiopian coffee. Nice. The meme says, for the past 21 years, my wife has been complaining about me not putting the cap back on the toothpaste. Last anniversary, I decided to change this bad habit and make my wife happy. For a week, I was diligent, always capping the toothpaste. I was expecting my wife to thank me, but she never did. Finally, last night, she turned and looked at me and said, "Why have you stopped brushing your teeth?" Marriage is a difficult relationship. That's a funny meme. That made me laugh. Well, you know, it was weird getting a Christmas card from this couple. The pic of the husband, wife, and 2 kids on the beach. Cute couple, cute family. She was pretty. He was Hollywood handsome. A dude I know is a bartender at a gay bar of all places. He is a straight dude, and he makes good money there. Go figure, right? He says the husband comes in with his young girlfriend 3 to 4 times a week. Why there? Why does he take her there? Think. Because they won't be seen there by her friends or his friends. Quite interesting. The thread continues. He said no one would ever find them there. I knew the company he worked at too. He ran through a number of women, or was running through a number of women at any given time at that company, both married and single. He got found out. The family was broken up by divorce, no going back. She married the handsome playboy, and she got what comes along with a irresponsible playboy. He was a great financial provider. She was a pain in the ass in general, medicated and such. Pretty, but always depressed. He always had a few side girls. However, he had a white knight complex, and he had to save this woman and maintain the side pieces. Throughout divorce, his wealth was split by over 60%. 60% just in alimony. Some people say, good for him. Alimony is not a punishment for cheating. Let me just tell you that. It's not a punishment for cheating. And neither should it be. Child support was $2,500 a month. The facade of a marriage lasted about 7 years. He's crying that he messed up his life, and it's true, he did. She moved on. She found another guy to rescue her, another white knight. He still has a couple girlfriends and never quite understood how everything fell apart. Which leads me to say this. Men have an amazing ability to complicate their lives, then justify why they did it. The complicate, justify cycle goes on until trauma or chaos is the only thing that interrupts that cycle. That's usually when they become a coaching client of mine. Mess up your life, then need someone to help you get out of it. And somewhere along the line, justifying why you did what you did. You know what a coach does? A coach helps you see through your own bullshit. That's what happens. When people pay me, they pay me for direction in areas that they don't know, how to get through, how to navigate. Also, people pay me to be an asshole. That's how it works. I don't put up with excuses. And you wouldn't want anyone to put up with excuses. It's crazy, right? The difference between naked and negged is if you're naked, it means you have no clothes on. If you're negged, that means you have no clothes on and you're up to something. Something suspicious. Just want you to know that I never talk about things like that in my free newsletter at georgebruno.com. You like how I slipped that in there? Frank Herbert, one of my favorite phrases, all governments suffer a recurring problem. Power attracts pathological personalities. It's not that power corrupts, but that it is magnetic to the corruptible. Boy, haven't we found that out? It's just becoming more and more blatant with every single election cycle, isn't it? One guy says, can we talk about a therapy you may or may not have? This is a guy accusing me of being on testosterone or TRT. I've noticed a big change in you physically over the years. Oh, that can't be because I fucking work out, is it? Were you diagnosed with low T and prescribed testosterone? And if so, how is therapy going? Nothing like trying to ask me a question, but taking the long way around it and accusing me of putting shots of testosterone in my body, which I don't. I know weight training is a part of it, but it seems like there might be more than just that involved. All right. I'm not in bad shape for a guy who's going to be 63. I'm strong, fast, and sharp. Still, thank the Lord. No needles except insulin in my belly after being diagnosed with metabolic syndrome at 56 years old. And that was pure neglect, nothing else. I'm not saying, oh, I have a genetic component. So many people in my family's past have had diabetes and were overweight and metabolic issues, blah, blah, blah. Pure neglect. I'm keeping it real. Go to the gym, then eat like a pig at home. That was never good, and I did that. I got off insulin from one thing. My nutritional stuff, which still isn't perfect, and guess what? And movement. Progressive resistance. Older guy workout recommendations. So this is what I suggest. But as one guy said, I am the natty king, N-A-T-T-Y. I'm really happy. I don't need TRT. I remember asking my doc this when, about 5-6 years ago, when people were all starting to go on TRT, even like young guys on TRT. He says, do you have any symptoms? Can you get it up? Yes. Can you keep it up? Yes. Are you depressed? No. Are you having problems sleeping? No. Do you still have sexual desire and drive? Yes. He says, it doesn't sound like you need it. He says, are you able to build muscle? And then he looks up from his iPad and goes, yep, you are. And we were joking. He goes, honestly, he goes, you don't need it. He goes, your numbers are within normal limits and you don't have any symptoms. And he said something that was absolutely never said in the men's development arena, and that is this. He said, I treat symptoms, not numbers. Everyone thinking you gotta have like 700 to 1200 T level in order to be masculine and this and that. Guess what? I don't have that. I don't have that. I still got a deep voice. I can still build muscle. I'm not depressed. I sleep well. I got a normal young man's sex drive and ability. How does that happen? This is what I call older guy workout recommendations after nearly half a century of interest and participation in natural fitness and health. As a little boy, I watched my father lift a lot of heavy weight, and we had weights in the basement growing up, and a cable machine, and a heavy bag, and a speed bag. So that was kind of like part of my lifestyle. Warm up and stretch first. Focus on form. Go slower than you think you should. Progressive resistance can mean more reps, not more weight. So rather than just putting more plates on the bar, how about adding a few more slow reps? Or at the very end, a half rep, and then hold it until you're just like quivering and you can no longer hold it. Very few speak about this. Joints. You never think about your joints when you're younger, but you will think about them eventually when you get older. Get your sleep in order. That is when testosterone is actually being created in your body while you are sleeping. And guess what? You break down muscle tissue when you work out, but it rebuilds and restores when you sleep. You need sufficient animal-based protein. Don't listen to anyone say anything else. Abs begin in the kitchen. That was one of the most depressing things I ever heard, because I was working out like crazy and I still had like this smooth belly. You know why? Because I would come home and still eat 4 pieces of pizza and a couple bottles of Coke and some chicken wings and garlic knots, right? You can't out-train bad nutrition. And finally, think functional fitness more than aesthetics. If you do that, functional fitness is what helps me move a couch from one side of the room to the other. Helps me carry a dresser up the stairs. That's what functional fitness is. I don't work out in order to look good. I work out in order to feel good and function good. And guess what the little side benefit of that is? Looking good. Being almost 63 years old and having the body of a guy half your age. It happens. But I'm not trying to look half my age. Well, from the neck down, I should say. From the neck up, I look 20 years older. From the neck down, I look 20 years younger. There's not a heck of a lot you can do for your face. So, it is what it is. What is the best gym to lose weight and gain some muscle? Question. Answer, the one you actually go to. Oh, I would never go to Planet Fitness. They don't have any more than 70-pound dumbbells. Yeah, because you regularly use 100-pound dumbbells, right? Listen, if you can't build a body, lose weight, get into shape for $10 a month at Planet Fitness, you can't do it anywhere. So, as tempted as some people are, including myself, to criticize the purple and yellow gym, you know what? The place rocks. Is it filled with fat people? Yeah. Is it filled with bodybuilders? No. Are there inspirations there? Interspersed here and there. The reality is you have to be your own motivator. You have to be your own discipline. I know when I go to a bodybuilding gym, as a natty guy myself, and working around guys that are just totally juicing, there's the temptation to think, well, maybe I should do that. Maybe I should put a needle in my ass every week or a couple times a week. I have been tempted. I've never done it. But you know what? At this point now, I feel pretty damn good and I'm pretty damn healthy and I don't need it. So there we go with that. The people who you help and build value with will most likely not abandon you, and they will have gratitude. Conversely, the people that you merely entertain will turn on you just like that. So the goal is go easy on the entertainment, go heavy on the helping and adding value if you want long-lasting, friendly acquaintances. The nomad capitalist guy on YouTube, he's known for saying, go to where you are treated the best. This spills over to your online posse. Do you gravitate to people that talk shit about others constantly, or people that talk encouragement and growth? Association is important, and I want you to snap out of the spell of only watching people that are going to help you build your mind and your body. You will always be the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Rich Cooper says this all the time. Hang out with 5 broke, fat, incompetent losers, and you will be the 6th. I take that a little bit further and I say, extend that to what 5 social media content creators you listen to regularly, and you'll see a difference. You know, it's like buying an RV. Some people say the best day of your life is buying an RV or a boat. And also the best day, the 2 best days, they say buying an RV or a boat, and then the second best day is when you sell the RV or boat, because nobody uses their RV or boat as much as they think they're going to when they first want to buy it. I compare this to the men's community. Finding the manodump, or as like Rich Cooper likes to say, the mano swamp, I call it the manodump. Finding the manodump can be one of the best days of your life. The next best day of your life is leaving the manodump. You get the help that you need, and then you move on because you're tired of the bullshit, the drama, the immaturity, the spurginess of it all, the anonymity, and you just kind of get tired of it. And that goes back to the 5 content creators that you watch the most. If you watch manodump video after manodump video, you end up being kind of a dumpy person. And every single person, listen, every person I know that said, I fucking had it with the manodump, they're doing better. Financially, physically, mentally, every way. There's something about finding the manodump that helps you, is refreshing, but also makes you so freaking stuck. So what happens is you end up unplugging from the matrix, as a lot of people say, but plugging into another matrix. You unplug from the matrix and then plug into the manodump, and then you realize it's just another matrix. Unplug from the manodump. I like to say it's nice to pitch a tent there, but you don't want to live there. You don't want to build a permanent structure there. That's what I found out. And I'm so happy that I'm out of it. One thing I noticed on Gab.com, is they're out to get us and hunker down and devil behind every door mindset, which also leads to a paranoid victim mindset. Yes, I know, your government hates you. I agree with you, and I've taught you that for years. But what are you doing about it other than complaining? Play to win, my friendly acquaintance. Few will understand and implement this. Game. Having game and swagger. Is it important? It's applicable in intergender relationships, sales, and careers. I've seen guys much older than me still be able to charm a lady, transfer enthusiasm, and close a sale. My father, who's in his late 80s, is a good example of this. And this kind of stuff magically transfers to your children, believe it or not. It really does. That's why I want you dads out there to be bold, because kids are affected more by, what do they say? Values are caught, not taught. Yep. Facts are stubborn things, and whatever may be our wishes, our inclinations, or the dictates of our passion, they cannot alter the state of facts and evidence. John Adams. Just say it. Facts are stubborn things. What a great reply to people who operate on emotions. Saw this ad. Guys in union suits hanging out and smoking pipes. Who the hell designed this ad? Seems kind of suspect to me. The most played song in my album collection. In other words, the most literally, visually smooth album track that I have. Guess what it is? The song Roundabout by Yes. Not a lot of songs demonstrated the integrity of your speakers back in that day, but this was the one that you played for friends when they came over to hear your new stereo speakers. I love this. Imagine leaving the Matrix. I said this the other day and angered a few people. Imagine leaving the Matrix for the manodump, thinking that you actually improved your life. Recharge by unplugging from both. Keep the lens on, you know the lens I'm talking about, and move on, and you'll be fine. Life plays hardball, but you play softball, and that's probably one of your issues. That I can guarantee. Don't trade one matrix for another matrix, because both need to be unplugged from. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Hint. This statement is not about stuff and things. Few will understand that. Just think about how much easier life would be if you just loosened your grip a little bit on everything, people included. I remember one time out in the dating world, one gal said to me, "I can't believe you took me to a biker bar on our first date." She was so angry. I found this out a little while later. Another gal said, "I loved the fact that you took me to a biker bar on our first date. That was the most fun first date I ever had. Band rocking, people laughing, having a good time, jeans and boots, nobody dressed up, pub food, fun." There's a lesson in there, gentlemen, no matter how old you are. Like my most successful client says, oh, this is a guy that's, his net worth is 27 million. He says, if you don't keep running, you get run over. Interesting, right? I believe in miracles since you came along, you sexy thing, you. And with that, finish your coffee, and I'll see you on the next Daybreak Show, your home of sanity, clarity, and reason.
Hi, my name is Erin. I use she, her pronouns, and I am